Well, I have been associated with Building A all of my life, which was from 1925.
I was saved there and I was baptized in Building A. My wife and I got married in Building A. I was ordained to the ministry in Building A. And we worked with the youth in Building A for some 40 years before I went up to senior adults.
We met each other at Travis Avenue and in our Sunday school departments, and he came when he was 7, so I suppose that I've known him since he was 7.
And I was surprised to find that on the top floor of Building A, there was a full-size gym. And in addition, before World War II, there was a swimming pool in the bottom, and you never heard of a church with a swimming pool. And I got to swim in it once or twice.
And then when we got up older, then we wanted to do some things with each other, and so we began playing in the orchestra so we could sit next to each other.
We got married in Building A on February the 27th, 1948. There was, of course, the best man, and she had our matron of honor. But in addition, we had 12 other, 6 men and 6 women.
We came in the front, and we went out the front, which was on Berry Street, and it was wonderful.
On the spiritual side, it was wonderful to be, even as a young person, under the preaching of Charlie Matthews. You could tell that he loved the Lord. And when he gave the invitations, and sometimes they went an hour, if somebody was coming down the aisle, he'd take out his handkerchief and he'd throw it up in the air and give thanks right then and there. He was always for the person who needed to come to know the Lord. And I was privileged one day sitting in the north balcony. One of my friends in Sunday school class was sitting with me. And I turned to him and helped him accept the Lord there in the balcony. And then he went down and publicly professed it in the church. But there are many, many such occasions as these.
The church had been dedicated Easter of 1959, and we came in the fall of 1959. Dr. and Ms. Naylor were the inspiration that wanted to build that church, and we had heard so much about Travis's new building, we thought, well, oh my goodness, are we really going there? It had taken a while. We had prayed and prayed, is this the right thing to do? The church committee had come to our church and listened to Jim the first time, the first person. Then the last person that they talked to was him. So we thought, well, we're going to pray through this. We did. As we drove into Fort Worth coming from First Baptist Texarkana, the first thing that we saw looking for the church was the spire, the beautiful spire reaching toward heaven. This seemed to be sort of a little confirmation for us. This is where we belong. I think the girls were 6 and 8 and maybe early teens when we first came there, and they were excited. They felt like we were doing what the Lord had asked us to do, so the children were excited about coming. It seemed so right when we first came, and as we came into the big, beautiful sanctuary, I don't know how to express how I feel, and I still feel that way when I go into that building. It's just so wonderful, and it's a spiritual place. It's a place where you feel the presence of the Lord. It seems like God is there.
I think the first thing I think about is just the sheer immensity of it. I always thought it was beautiful, but as a small kid, just how big it was. My entire spiritual growth in life has been in that building. I was dedicated in that building. I was baptized in that building. I got married in that building. And both my children were dedicated in that building.
But marriages and weddings and revivals, I remember many revivals that we've had there, and many people walking those aisles and trusting Jesus as their Savior. Meant so very much to me to see that. And I still look, when we give an invitation, I look around to see who's coming next. It's just exciting.
Before we had the Welcome Center, if you can imagine, there was a street that ran in between our educational buildings, A, B, and C, and the sanctuary. And you had to cross that street to get back and forth between the two buildings.
When there was weather, whether it be rain or sleet or snow, you just put on your big boots, you put on your umbrella, you put your raincoat on, and you kept going, just like the sun was shining.
The word that comes to mind about the Welcome Center to me is connecting. Not only is it connected the complex in a physical manner, it has also connected our whole congregation, our whole church family.
Everybody knows now that if they meet a guest in the foyer of the sanctuary or on the parking lot, all they got to do is tell them to come to the Welcome Center. And we haven't had that in the past, and it's so great to have that because everybody in the church just says, all you got to do is go to the Welcome Center, they'll take care of you.
Then another thing about the Welcome Center, we also realized that it has been a building that people have been able to use for other purposes besides Sunday morning.
It's things that are used throughout the week. It's things that are used for receptions, baby showers, wedding showers.
Any type of activity that someone would need an area to entertain in, even though it isn't Sunday. First Impressions is just to me what it says it is, and that is when anyone enters our building for the first time as a guest, they are looking to be welcomed. They want to feel warmth and a welcome spirit, and First Impressions offers that. It also offers a way for them to be connected to a Bible study class or any other part of our church that they're looking for.
I think it's very important for our church to be very welcome to people and be very friendly to people, to help them feel like they're want to be wanted as soon as they walk in the front door. So we were very pleased that the new Welcome Center got put in place to make all the connections come together.
When we first started talking about building a children's building for our church, it was a very exciting time. And we had just had our fourth son, and he was a toddler. And then to see those things come to fruition, to see them start to build and to be a part of the groundbreaking, and all the kids had their shovels, and we still have those at home.
You know, as each week went by and we would see how the building would be progressing along, it just got more and more exciting.
When I was little, I remember working up towards getting the building. I'd look in the worship folder every morning to see how much closer the little bar was to having enough money to get the building. And so, you know, years seem so much longer when you're a little kid, and it felt like ages, and when it was finally there, it was totally worth it. I loved coming to church. It was awesome.
You know, until we had the new children's building, and until it was complete, I didn't realize how big the need was, because before the building started, we were happy. We felt like the preschool ministry was great. But I look back and see how there's so many more opportunities for children to grow and to learn and to serve that we have now that we would not have had without the children's building.
The difference between like the old and the new building was, I mean, the Welcome Center had come right before the children's building a couple years, and you'd go to the sanctuary, you'd go to church, and then you'd walk all the way through these halls, up this door, through this door, back outside, back inside. You know, you'd go through this way and that, and then you'd get to Sunday school, and it just seemed like a lot of work.
Our security features are excellent. Our welcoming facilities, you know, it's really easy to direct people where to go, and it's easy to find a place where you fit.
It's a lot bigger. I think it's more well organized. The security is better for preschoolers. It makes parents feel more safe.
I like the indoor playground. But it has this 2-story slide if you want to do that one because it's really awesome, but you also have to go upstairs. We go to TK Inc., RAs for the girls, GAs, and choir, and we also go to Vacation Bible School, and we also go to Sunday school.
I think the best thing that our children have received spiritually is an opportunity to serve. I think every parent wants their child to come to the point of believing and being a follower of Christ, but we don't want it to stop there. We want them to learn how to be disciples, you know, and to live out their faith every day.
Our 3 oldest have all come to know Christ here and all been baptized here, and it's part of our memory bank is wonderful, rich history we have here at Travis. They've also given our children a platform to serve and to learn that they are part of a bigger picture. That's probably one of the most important things that the children's ministry has given our children, is just a broader picture of the world around them and how the world needs Jesus and how we are to be his hands and feet to those people that need him.